Good morning. Today, it's afternoon. It's Tuesday. Let's see, somewhere around the 10th. I think it might be the 10th. Yeah, 10th of August. The birdhouse up there. I don't know why he's sitting on the birdhouse, but he is. This is the most sun we've had in a while, and it's still really dark. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a little bit of sun here. Everything's still kind of growing, but it's a little more on. They're not fruiting. I've got a lot of flowers. Put on a bunch more fertilizer and micronutrients from the LDS prepper. But I think the lack of sun is really going to cut out a lot of the produce, the fruiting. Unfortunately, I put a bag over one of my sunflowers out there. I don't know. Let's see if I go this way and up. Can we see it? Well, there's two of the sunflowers. I can't see the other one that's in the bag. It's no, yes, I can't see it, but I did put a bag over one of the sunflowers to see if I can keep it from getting eaten. All of my grapes were eaten by the birds, and the birds got all of my peaches. I pulled 3 little peaches off the tree just before they ripened, so I at least got to taste my peaches. But okay, now I'm not going to be able to get this camera set. Yes, the squirrel decided to sleep up there on the tree. I don't know if you can tell. That oak tree right in front of you. It's got a birdhouse. Sure looks like he's talking to the bird that's in there. Is it likely that he would steal the eggs or the baby birds out of there? I don't know. I've never heard of that. Could he just be sleeping up there? I don't know. We've got a quail over there on the top of the post. It's just very hard to see. If you look through the arch right there, he's sitting on the gate, top of the gate. So the mom and the babies are probably under the squash somewhere. All the squash blooms have closed up. It's just after 2 in the afternoon. And all the flowers that were open early this morning are closed. I don't know. I don't remember them doing that before. Maybe they did and I just didn't notice. That squirrel looks entirely too comfortable up there. I candled the duck eggs yesterday, because I thought I was going to be dumping them all, and it looked like there were about 3 of them that were alive. So I left the duck eggs. She's still sitting on them. So I guess we'll wait a little bit longer. Let's see if she manages to hatch out any. But with all this smoke and stuff, I don't know what you're going to get out of this garden to eat. I've only gotten a couple of squashes so far. I have gotten no tomatoes. There's tiny little tomatoes trying to come out on a couple of the bushes, but that's about it. That's why I got a special tomato and vegetable fertilizer for them, and the micronutrients and the Epsom salt and the gypsum. And I've been treating them with that stuff, but if we don't get some better sun, I don't know if they're going to be able to produce, but I'll just keep trying. Every year it's just another experiment and a learning experience. So the apple tree is covered with apples. Yeah, the birds are starting to give the tree some attention, but I don't see any damage yet. So I'm not going to do anything unless they look like they're going to destroy it, because I want the apples. I didn't get any of my cherries, any of the peaches. I got very few strawberries. I ate the strawberries. I've got berries trying to come out on the raspberry bush. And I'm going to see if I get some raspberries. The birds have really been enjoying my yard, and I've kind of let them, because I don't have enough bird netting to cover everything. I've got one large bird net, and I think I'm going to put it on the peach tree over the winter. I'm going to trim up the peach tree and cut it back quite a bit, and then I'm going to cover it with the bird netting. There goes the squirrel. I guess he gave up. So I can try and save the peach tree, and I might buy another bird netting for the grapes and get those covered next spring. I'm going to do it before they leaf out real bad, because it'll be too hard to put it on after. So let's have to see how it goes. But I would like to try and get more of a harvest next year. The almond tree right in front of us here is, if I dare try and chip this again, the almond tree right here is really covered with almonds still. They're growing real slow, so I decided to start giving them more water and more more feeding. I had got a nut and fruit tree fertilizer, which I put on that. So we'll see. But I think it's the water. Because when I give them more water, I see the almonds growing more. So, and I had heard somewhere that it takes 3 gallons per almond to grow them out, which would be hundreds of gallons. And I don't know if they're going to get that. We'll see. It's probably hundreds of gallons per season, but anyhow, so that's what things look like now. I don't know if you can tell how smoky it is if you look to the back, or how dark it is. It's pretty dark in here. Oh, this is one of the sunniest days we've had in at least a week or two. It's at least some sun rays coming through. So that's the state of the garden. Everything's green, but other than that, there isn't a whole lot. It's really thick. So this is going to be quite a experiment. You can't hardly tell, but there is corn, tomatoes, squash, peppers, broccoli. What else is in there? All sorts of stuff. Carrots, all piled in that same pile there. And the squash is almost as tall as the corn now. The carrots all flowered, and I don't know if you can tell if those are flowers. There's another sunflower growing over there that was a volunteer. Must have come off the seeds from something that I was feeding the birds. I started some dill, got a lot of beets and chard and stuff under the grapes, which you can't really tell here because of the reflection from the mirror. The window. But there's a bunch of chard and beets under there with the raspberries are back behind it. Boysenberries over by the log, which you probably can't see, which is just past the flower pots there. There's a boysenberry between the log and the grape things. Tomato bushes are looking really healthy in the far back there, or that kind of deeper green that's back behind everything. Those are some tomatoes. Got broccoli in the front here. The squash has come all the way through the bed and out to the walkway. And I kind of took over the greenhouse, so I took the covers off so the squash can grow that way and climb up. And it's climbing the fence and going out into the outback, but that's all fine. So that's the state of the garden and the state of the smoky northwest. And I think I'll close it off there. Everybody have a good evening. And I will come back when there's something else going on. Hopefully the smoke will clear out and we'll get some vegetables growing on these plants. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.